I smoke a lot of people. Free Tree Shorty, bit. Free Queso, free La Scotty, free La 3, free Queso Danny.
Is the date and time set for arraignment on the bench warrant? Would you like counsel to represent you or not?
Sometimes, the streets don't end with a shootout, they end in a courtroom, and in this case, it might have just ended for Yungeen Ace. Word on the street say the Jacksonville judge just signed arrest warrants for rapper Yungeen Ace, real name Keonta Bullard, after a surprise courtroom testimony flipped everything upside down. The witness? A woman named Alicia Andrew, who allegedly snitched on Ace during the Foolio murder hearings. Now Ace, one of the last real figures still standing from the violent Jacksonville wave that birthed songs like Who I Smoke, might be the next one in cuffs. But this story ain't just about one arrest. It's about betrayal, revenge, and a beef that's been bubbling since the first bullets started flying on the north side. To understand what's going down now, we gotta spin back a few years.
Right, this is a case where the state tries to put her in a box and say that she is the girlfriend of one of the individuals involved and that she would do anything that this guy tells her to do because she's so in love with him.
Back to where this whole war between ATK and KTA turned into a cycle of blood, lyrics, and retaliation. See, Yungeen Ace came up out of Jacksonville, Duval County, the trenches of Florida, where you don't survive off fame, you survive off loyalty. His squad, ATK, was up against KTA, the crew Foolio was repping. What started as petty neighborhood beef turned into one of the most documented street wars in modern rap history. Bodies started dropping. First came Ace's own tragedy, the 2018 shooting, where his brother and two friends died in a drive-by that left Ace barely alive. Then, the music turned into messages. Ace dropped Who I Smoke, dissing Foolio and mocking his dead homies. Foolio clapped back with When I See You, sending chills through the internet. What was supposed to be a rap beef turned into an all-out digital war, mixed with real-life retaliation. Fast forward to 2024. Foolio gets gunned down outside a Jacksonville Airbnb. No arrests, no suspects, just whispers. And for months, Ace's name floated through comments, blogs, and inside sources. People claiming he knew too much. But there was no proof, no paper trail, no statements, until now.
And Detective, the timestamp is not reflected on this, is that correct?
No, it would be on the name of the file of this specific clip. So similar to the Ring, they're short activations, motion sense.
But this is occurring on June 22nd of 2024?
Yes, this is Isaiah Chance's arrival at Sean Gaithwright's house in the early hours of the afternoon of Saturday, June 22nd.
This a different camera view?
Yes.
Still on June 22nd of 2024?
Correct.
And each of these small video clips, was the name of the file of the video clip, did it include the date and time of the video itself?
Yes.
And approximately what is the time range when we're looking at him at Sean Gaithwright's house on June 22nd of 2024?
Approximately 2 p.m. On the 22nd.
And same time period, but showing different angle camera, is that correct?
Correct.
What is Mr. Gaithwright doing now?
He's removing items from his trunk and bringing them inside.
And what trunk is he removing it from?
This is the suspect black Chevy Impala that was used in this homicide.
They say, okay, to kill Foolio, to kill Foolio. We know that Zay was communicating with the gunman in that black Impala, and we know that the gunman in that black Impala were acting on this information that you and Zay were feeding him from the cruise to target Foolio, down to the point where you knew exactly, the gunman knew exactly what seat he was seated in. You know who sees what seat Foolio's seated in? The cruise, the silver cruise you're in when you're driving by it. Don't miss this opportunity to save your life.
I know, but I know y'all tell me I'm lying.
You don't have any explanation for why you were in the car at the scene of the murder.
For food, obviously.
You were looking for food in the hotel parking lot where Foolio was
turned around, honestly.
Okay, so you turned around in the parking lot.
The maps take you around. Okay. What do you mean?
You don't find that? You don't think that like, I know you're not experienced in how court, but you know, again, the jury judges, you don't think when they hear the story that you and Zay are in the silver car in the parking lot, feet away from where Foolio gets gunned down? You have everything. I understand.
Early October 2025, courtroom footage starts leaking online from the Foolio homicide hearings. In the clip, you hear the name Alicia Andrew, a woman who reportedly dated one of Foolio's close affiliates before vanishing after his death. She's back now, sitting on the witness stand, and what she allegedly said got Yungeen Ace's name echoing through the courthouse. She told the courtroom that after Foolio's murder, a few people celebrated that night, Ace's crew among them. According to her, certain ATK affiliates were bragging about it in private, even mentioning how they finally got him. She allegedly dropped text messages, voice notes, and call records that linked back to Ace's circle. Nothing that proves he pulled the trigger, but enough to make the judge raise eyebrows. Soon after her testimony, leaks started flying. Local Duval blogs claimed the state attorney's office reopened parts of Foolio's investigation, reportedly connecting a rental vehicle and phone data that could tie to ATK affiliates. Within days, the talk was judge ordered new warrants, possibly including Yungeen Ace himself, and the streets went crazy. Twitter, Reddit, and even TikTok detectives started piecing together old footage, lives, and songs. Clips from Ace's older interviews resurfaced, him talking about loyalty, survival, and enemies, now being dissected like coded confessions. It was looking bad, and Alicia's name suddenly everywhere. The hood started buzzing. Man, Alicia flipped. That's what you hear on clubhouse rooms, in Jacksonville barbershops, even in YouTube comments under Foolio tribute videos.
This is the residence of Sean Gaithright, one of the conspirators. That is Mr. Gaithright walking out with a large duffel bag, and Isaiah Chance walking out with bags. And you'll see they start loading that black car, which is a Chevy Impala. That is the car that goes north in the hotel complex. That is the car transporting the assault team. And they load the bags into the trunk. That BMW on the top of the video there is being driven by Mr. Chance. And you see him bringing out another large bag. They're kitting up, and they're getting their gear into their transports. Mr. Chance ends up leaving in that Beamer. He drives and picks up his girlfriend, this defendant, Alicia Andrews, and brings her back to this residence. And then the three of them, Miss Andrews, Mr. Chance, and Mr. Gaithright, get into that Impala, and they drive here to Tampa. And Mr. Chance brings his contribution to the assault team. The Glock pistol with the extended magazine. He tucks it into his waistband. You can see the extended magazine sticking out in the trigger guard and the slide and the dust cover of the pistol.
To some, she's a traitor. To others, she's a survivor who finally told the truth. But in street culture, telling ain't respected, no matter the reason. Rumors spread that she had been offered protection or a deal in exchange for her cooperation. Folks claim she left Florida right after the hearing, moved states, and went into quiet life mode. Meanwhile, Yungeen Ace's team went radio silent. No tweets, no lives, no posts, just silence. And silence in this kind of storm usually means one thing: they lawyering up. ATK fans started defending Ace, saying the feds and state been trying to build a case for years, and that Alicia's testimony is weak without evidence. Others say the pattern too clear to ignore. Foolio dies, witnesses disappear. Then out of nowhere, this woman resurfaces talking about that night. And through all that chaos, Jacksonville feels tense again, because whenever one of these big names goes down, the city shakes. Here's where it gets wild. Insiders close to the case say Alicia wasn't even on the radar at first. Apparently, she got subpoenaed after investigators traced a burner phone used near the crime scene. That phone had contacts from both sides, Foolio's people and ATK affiliates. At first, she stayed quiet, but when the pressure came, she allegedly flipped, said she was tired of living scared. Word is, she told prosecutors about meetups, about phone calls the night before Foolio's murder, even about a possible setup through social media. She said Foolio thought he was going to link up for a birthday event, but somebody leaked the the location. That somebody, she implied, came from a circle connected to Ace. Now, legally, that's all still alleged, but when her sworn testimony hit the court record, prosecutors reportedly used it to request new investigative warrants. And that's when the rumor hit. Judge ordered Ace's arrest warrant along with 2 unnamed affiliates. Street detectives believe those 2 might be members of ATK still in Florida, possibly ones who've been shadowed by law enforcement since last year's RICO probe. This could easily spiral into a new Jacksonville RICO case, especially if federal agents decide to combine the state homicide with ongoing gang conspiracy evidence. And if that happens, Ace might not just be fighting an arrest warrant, he might be fighting for his life. Jacksonville divided overnight. Half the city mourning Foolio still. The other half defending Ace like he a fallen soldier before the war even started. Influencers from Florida to Atlanta weighed in. One saying they've been trying to take Ace down since he beat death in 2018. Another saying the streets don't forget, Foolio's blood still talkin'. Even rappers started reacting subtly. A few local artists posted cryptic captions. Ain't no love when you in that courtroom. Watch who you trust when the DA in the room. It's like everyone could feel it. The end of an era. The ATK versus. KTA war might have just reached its last chapter, not with a diss track, but with indictments. If the judge truly signed those warrants, and that's still under wraps, it means the state believes Alicia's story has credibility. That doesn't mean Ace is guilty. It means the system found enough smoke to check for fire. Sources claim detectives are reviewing surveillance near the Airbnb and nearby toll booth footage from that night. Prosecutors allegedly linked the car Alicia mentioned, a gray Dodge Durango, to a rental under an ATK affiliate's cousin's name. That's what made this believable, because when testimony lines up with data, that's when warrants drop. Still, no official statement from law enforcement or Ace's legal team yet. But the word warrant alone got blogs running wild, and that's all it takes to set the internet ablaze. What's crazy about this whole thing is, everyone saw it coming. The music, the beef, the pain, it was always deeper than entertainment. Yungeen Ace made a career out of surviving trauma. From losing his brother, to getting shot 8 times, to turning pain into platinum. But the streets don't let go easy. They either pull you back in, or swallow you whole. In Foolio, he was the other side of that same coin. Brilliant, reckless, fearless, but trapped in the same cycle. Now, both sides destroyed. One dead, one possibly headed behind bars. And it all came down to one voice, Alicia Andrews, the alleged witness who couldn't carry the weight no more, when the DA in the room. It's like everyone could feel it. The end of an era. The ATK versus. KTA war might have just reached its last chapter, not with a diss track, but with indictments. If the judge truly signed those warrants, and that's still under wraps, it means the state believes Alicia's story has credibility. That doesn't mean Ace is guilty. It means the system found enough smoke to check for fire. Sources claim detectives are reviewing surveillance near the Airbnb and nearby toll booth footage from that night. Prosecutors allegedly linked the car Alicia mentioned, a gray Dodge Durango, to a rental under an ATK affiliate's cousin's name. That's what made this believable, because when testimony lines up with data, that's when warrants drop. Still, no official statement from law enforcement or Ace's legal team yet. But the word warrant alone got blogs running wild, and that's all it takes to set the internet ablaze. What's crazy about this whole thing is, everyone saw it coming. The music, the beef, the pain, it was always deeper than entertainment. Yungeen Ace made a career out of surviving trauma. From losing his brother, to getting shot 8 times, to turning pain into platinum. But the streets don't let go easy. They either pull you back in, or swallow you whole. In Foolio, he was the other side of that same coin. Brilliant, reckless, fearless, but trapped in the same cycle. Now, both sides destroyed. One dead, one possibly headed behind bars. And it all came down to one voice, Alicia Andrews, the alleged witness who couldn't carry the weight no more.